all set and good.
We are live.
Cool. Oh, terribly sorry about the delay. I'll forget Mr. Rogers because I'm over here. It's fine.
Just take your shoes off.
There you go.
I'll actually get all my stuff too. It's overrated, right? Having stuff?
Yeah, stuff is stuff.
It's a little hard to stream or to play without all my digital notes. But I know most of what I need to know anyway, so it's okay. Oh, well, sorry about the delay. Flight from England got delayed by a couple hours, and then I didn't factor in the fact that the flight that was supposed to arrive initially at like noon, ended up getting pushed back to like 2. I didn't even think about the fact that until like he was talking, he was like, oh yeah, once I'm done with customs and passport check and this and that, I should be ready about an hour after I arrive. And I was like, oh fuck. Yeah. And then traffic.
Then of course, rush hour traffic.
Yeah, which wasn't too bad compared to what it could have been.
Parking hours,
Yeah, but
No, man, once you got south of Denver, you were flying.
yeah, it was kind of nice that I could.
Just 225 cents.
Yeah, 225 was a parking lot.
225, just here. Especially this time of day.
Live chat is up. We're set. Put on my spacer jacket because it's what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But how was everybody's week?
Busy.
Chaos, busy, but overall, pretty okay.
Yeah. You had today off?
Yeah, I took today off.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I just had a bunch of like to-do stuff and didn't want to deal with Ace on a Wednesday.
I feel you.
I wanted to be here on time.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, that's the best part. I was like, the day that I was like, oh yeah, he's off. I was like, oh, cool. I'm not gonna be there. So,
Hey, we still.
but needless to say,
I've had my fair share of showing up later than what we're starting now, so I can't really talk.
yeah. That's one of those things. Like I'm like, yeah, no. I was like, oh yeah, noon. Pick you up at noon. That
We'll be
gives me plenty of time.
fine.
We're fine. I was like, yeah, there'll probably be a little bit of delay, but I still should be fine. But delays and delays and delays, and then customs just made it a pain in the ass. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. We're just going to jump right into it. You guys are chilling in a cave. You were given 3 helmets, which you can put on.
No, Melvin Fitzgerald and Langley didn't like put themselves out by giving us these helmets
No.
today. Okay, cool.
You guys get ones and like their helmets, which
Some
are like
blood in
kind
them?
of crude. Well, no, their helmets which are kind of like
why do they got extras, huh?
you see what they have, and your guys look relatively same, but theirs are kind of crude, like fastened together and wrapped with rope and stuff like that. But the ones that you guys are given are even more
That's what I was gonna say. It's
prototype looking.
It's like
So
okay.
it looks like it's definitely, these were the initial things they made, but hey, they should work.
We get the first gen.
Yeah.
We could put these on, and then you are non-detectable anyway.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we can be a little more under the radar.
So, as the day passes, the third person comes in, who you've not met yet, which was Langley, and he will tell you. He kind of comes up, and goes, "So, what exactly is your plan?"
Well,
Do you want the broad overview or do you want the cliff notes?
Yes.
What the fuck you know? That's the cliff notes.
Boom. It was brought to my attention that you have a fucking cubic gate.
I do. The cubic gate.
So, I don't know if you know or not how the void gates work, but the void gates work along the idea of the gate spell connecting one magical location to another magical location. Common misconception is that void is not magical. A lot of people think that anti-magic is not magical, whereas anti-magic is actually a very strong magic in and of itself, which just kind of supersedes any other magic, with limited exception of certain artifacts and things that are created by the purest and strongest of divine magics. That being said, a void gate connects void to void. It uses the nothingness to create a planar gate, which just negates that nothingness and takes you from one side of nothingness to the other side of nothingness without actually having passed through it. That being said, what are the 6 locations tied to this cubic gate you have? 6, yes?
6 of them, of course.
I've only heard of these, but
There is
That one I know. That's how many sides are on a cube.
well done, Gorak. Gold star for you today.
Everything else has been over my head, but that I get that 6. That's cube.
One side is the material plane. The other is Elysium. The Feywild, Panzemonium, Shazofel, and Elemental Chaos.
so depending on what you want to do, you can connect this void base to and we can reestablish the shadow gate, and you can void walk to any of the other shadow bases that are operational in theory. Now the other thing that can be done is that you can disconnect it from the void, and one could use something like as powerful as the void gate to turn that entire thing into a conduit for the cubic gate, meaning that you could open up portals to the material plane, Elysium, the Plague Lands, Pandemonium, the Death Veil, and the Elemental Chaos, as we more commonly refer to those areas. So I'm just curious as to what your plans are, and the reason I say this is because most of the people up top have had their brains thoroughly scrambled, re-scrambled, and then puzzle pieced together, but with a hammer.
I'm looking to scramble them some more.
Yeah. It was a puzzle put together with a hammer rather than with precision, so the pieces don't necessarily make a picture. No. I assume that lots of people will not survive this, meaning that you will end up having a base of operations with several open and vacant houses, potentially open manors, probably a mostly empty cathedral, mostly empty mage guilds, mostly empty barracks. A lot of this is going to be an empty town. Being able to directly contact the Death Veil and the Plague Lands would allow us to potentially assault these locations. Being able to directly contact the material plane would allow us to directly assault these places. And then having contact with Elysium, at least, would potentially allow us to bring people here and then release them into Elysium. I mean, hell, some people might even prefer Pandemonium over living on the material plane, the Death Veil, or the Playgrounds, depending on how well we can quarantine and stuff. But either way, this could be a staging ground, or this could be a place where you could build up a very large armed force, just depending on what you're looking to do with the material plane.
I mean, that was kind of the hope, but we figure if we are to ask the Telsalzarim for assistance, they will take over. They will not allow us to do such a thing.
That is entirely what I was thinking as well. So my thought was maybe we look upon our fortunes and the fact that you have, again, fucking cubic gate. You could work that cubic gate into the portal and the magic devices that are... The device effectively amplifies the idea of the gate spell connecting to another one that's amplifying the idea of a gate spell. So it's one side, or each gate is one side of a door, and you just use the void to connect to the sides of the door. The cubic gate, in theory, could replace that mechanism, and
Rip open ginormous portals.
yeah.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
Also open a portal that might not necessarily be viewable on the other side, but it would basically become, and this is something that has been theorized before, you could create something that would hold temporarily and you could move through, and then at times, if you were in the right location, we could pull you out from there as well, using the gate spell to rip you through it without people on the other side necessarily being the wiser, without being able to detect it. They may be able to detect that there is some sort of device there through even simple things like detect magics and detect invisibility and things like that. Would notice that there is a beacon or location, but you could effectively assault and attempt to come back, depending on what you're looking to do. But just a thought. On top of that, the cathedral could be worked if you guys have access to certain magics. I don't know, do you have access to any divine magics as far as Word of Recall?
I do.
So that's another option as well. The cathedral could be worked to be the basis of a Word of Recall, depending on what you're looking to do. Giving yourself the ability to return to this location through that magic as well.
It would take time, of course, but because do this. So yeah, in terms of plans, I could bring another friend for 24 hours, and I could summon like a fire elemental, and we could just go and wreak havoc. Send one direction, one the other, and then we infiltrate the big boss or whomever we think is in charge.
Gonna burn it down. Gonna burn it down. Gonna burn it down. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, it's really just what you want to do. I know we discussed connecting with the Telsaldarine. If we turn on, or if we can pull enough attention away from that, diminish their numbers enough, we could open that gate. But then, yes, the Telsaldarine will come in, and I doubt that they will care much about the fact that you own this place, because they didn't care much about the fact that we owned these places beforehand. Not many people cared. But 20 years hasn't changed much for them. You gotta remember, they live indefinitely. So they're already elves, and then they're elves that are living in a timeless space. So,
Oh, and it just, my brain goes all wacky. It's like, what does a fucking with the material timeline do to a timeline that doesn't have temporal effect to it?
well, you are in, there is still a timeline, and you are in a timeline here that goes. It just that does not necessarily affect as much. So 20 years, they've had 20 years of people trying to flee the material plane to come here, but that hasn't necessarily changed their hierarchy or their leadership or how they do anything like that. The Divine Council has been affected, but they still have their own ideology on how it connects to that. But that's just an option if you want to do. Now, if that's done, the cubic gate would be worked into the device, meaning that you wouldn't be able to necessarily walk around with a cubic gate in your pocket.
I have other means of traveling the planes.
Just
Giant cubic gate does sound pretty cool, but again, to what end? So we're not going to call and ask for help, or who are we bringing in to work this with us?
My thought immediately goes to, well, can we be the heroes for this time's Laura Quinn? Can we figure out which of our friends, whether they know they're our friends or not, are alive, and bring them to this place and be their salvation? We could turn this place into a large living space for people who are worthy and could use it and assist us. We could rescue people from these places. We could gather armies from Elysium and
believe it or
bring
not,
them.
we have
to the
practice
shadow.
freeing freaking people from being mindless.
It's true. You know how. I don't think any of us has the ability. We know how. We have plenty of materials to bring back the dead after the fact, if we want it.
these people, these thralls, have been completely reshaped and reworked. So fixing their minds would be great, but I'm more of a realist. I understand that it may not be that easy. Not only have they had their minds reworked, but I mean they've had their minds reworked and have been here for decades as thralls, controlling this location as a gate to the far realm. Luckily, they have not been able to work the gate as they wanted. I think the reason they tried to take this base is because they had an idea that they could also potentially connect and have a giant portal to the far realm and start launching invasions into the Astral Sea and release unknown hordes. They've had minor successes in trying to play around with it, but we've kept good track of it. We've done what we could to sabotage anything. We have lost a few members in the process, but for the most part we've been able to kind of keep hidden and off their radars, and also keep our interference to a minimum, so that they don't necessarily know that we're doing it. They don't have access to something as nice as the cubic gate, which would be something like they would need to try to play with that. Of course, they'd have to try to rework the cubic gate to attach to the far realm.
Luckily, none of the sides goes there.
Yeah. But that's just a thought I had once they mentioned that you had access to cubic gate and were willing to send us places. I thought, well, why don't we use the cubic gate to turn that portal into something more significant?
That would be great. I think we could.
Perfect. Well, that in mind, we will start working on the ideas of how to incorporate that, and we'll let you do your thing on the surface.
Perfect. We will do our best to cause as much damage as possible and return fully alive to do it again.
Your guys' thought was to assault the...
Everything.
Did you want to go to the alchemy lab? Did you want to go to the mages guild? Were two of the different things that you discussed. There's also some barracks that you could go to. Did you have an idea of where you wanted to go? I would love something, just whatever, surprise me.
I'm all good, thank you, Jason. Well,
Want one or two, whatever.
Just give me one because I don't know where my cup is right now offhand. Because I was late and not prepared.
we thought about the potential of trying to find items and stuff in these places, but also everything is already stripped out of the places that we were in. And I think we might just try and...
So it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put it together so it's easier to move, but I can just set it out of the way.
We might try and just cause as much damage as we can each shot and flee if we have to.
Okay, well, where then do you guys want to go? You had the maps. I can pull it up and again if it helps. But more so I can start drawing something.
Right.
Did you guys have a preferred place you'd like to go?
Well, we had discussed doing whatever we want to prep, jump into the locket, get a long rest, except for you. You'll be out of the locket getting your long rest after about 8 hours.
I thought we were already long rested.
Yeah, we are, but we want to be refreshed just in case. We can use my bottled respite again, and Quiz can get us the fuck out of there, hopefully, is the idea. So it's just like an oh shit button and also get off their radar so we can get back to base. But, yeah, you know, like after, a mostly long rest, you could start making your way up to the surface and basically fucking go wherever the fuck Quiz feels like. And when he signals us, or the 10 hours is up, boop, we come out, we wreck as much as we can in that short amount of time. And we run if we have to, and we do it again the next day. So Quiz, I guess, unless you guys have any input on where to go. Ela is kind of just like, I think that the most in charge aberrant is my preference to try to again scare them maybe into retreating. I think these creatures often are just like, oh, you killed our leader, so let's just make another one. Here we go. This is our leader now. But it's worth a shot, at least. And if that does not work, then yeah, we just commit destruction every day until this place is leveled and we convince them to retreat.
Scorched earth, motherfucker.
Pretty much.
I can't do that with your fighter buddy.
I really want to raise most of this town. I think that will cause enough damage to all the little stuff
If nothing else, I mean,
and a distraction.
exactly that, I think. Distraction, deception.
Is there any sort of logistical things that these brain bros need? Obviously not food or water or sleep, but is there any sort of infrastructural things that we can fuck with to make them have a more difficult time?
I mean, mean, they all communicate telepathically. They all. I'm sure they need to consume, but we are also in the astral sea, so I think they have a drive to consume. I don't think they need to necessarily.
What about something to like maybe control their movements? We're gonna do some destruction.
So, what I can tell you.
We're super centrally looking. If we could find something that would explode, that would be nice.
Well, I have a fire elemental. I have kegs of black Bowser still.
If for some reason or another, after all this time, there was still a cache of black powder around here to blow up, that would be. I think that might draw somebody's attention.
Potentially anything with that, I can tell you, most black powder that was here
Shit, they're all.
has been confiscated, taken, and you can kind of see there's like some barrels behind him. He's like, it is being used and staving them off.
Gunslingers. That's right.
Now, I can tell you one thing now that I know is that there are what we believe to be about a dozen Ulitharid. We don't know if there's an Elder Brain or not. It's hard to tell.
Ulitharid are the
Large ones, yes. Now, Ulitharid are kind of like more potent mind flayers, but they are capable of creating psychic hubs as well. Not quite as good as an Elder Brain, but there is a chance that an Ulitharid can actually create a psychic hub. So, you know, they can sense creatures within a couple miles of them. They can do this stuff. So, if you take out the Ulitharids, their ability to communicate may be weakened. Down to, you know, a normal mind flayer has less than 200 foot of telekinesis and telepathy. So, you know, it would slow them down instead of them having that one individual or those individual hubs that would help. So that could effectively take it down, but it just depends on whether or not they have an Elder Brain or not. The alchemy lab was thoroughly stripped, but not fully stripped. I would say that, I mean, we didn't grab much more than black powder, but there were some experiments being done there. I believe that they left at least some like healing potions and things like that to mend their thralls in case they needed it. But I don't know for sure.
The only other thought I would have is if we're going to be doing this in this kind of style, is to also be as far away from the middle or where we're going to be running away to as possible. Which makes running away kind of suck, but it also reduces the risks of us being followed through the lake or wherever it is we're trying to do this at.
Right. That's also why we, in theory, retreat into the locket and he disappears.
The helmets are going to protect you as well, but a few direct psychic assaults, and the helmets will break down.
So we need to also play either a really, really long range game or a really, really up-close game.
The Illithid are less likely to attack their thralls, so if you're attacking numbers away from the bosses, that's helpful, but the Ulitharid, in our experience, pretty much indiscriminately mind blast anything in their way. They don't care if there's the
Mind blast.
intellect devourers. They don't really. I mean, they avoid mind flayers for the most part, but we have seen them clip mind flayers if it was beneficial enough for them. They got enough enemies. And as far as their drow minions, they could pretty much give 2 fucks on whether or not they hit the drow minions. This
We kind of figured that out.
locks them up.
Could definitely
Well, they never mind blasted their minions.
not in
But
that
they
one.
didn't. They weren't real apt to save them either.
Yeah, but you watch, they kind of like moved around and they're like, ugh. They did like a mind blast, and you watch another guy who like kind of was going through, and you could see he was like trying it, and he's just like whatever, and he just moved in and started attacking because he just couldn't line up the mind blast without hitting more allies than enemies.
That's why we get on every size of an Ulutharid. Sure, it might mind blast one of us, but we have one on every size. Was it? You can't mind blast us all at that point.
Shred it. Shred it to 1,000 million pieces.
If I could,
Basically like a large disembodied brain.
if I could get a hold of one of them,
Cut its freaking brains.
and I mean really, really get a hold of one of them,
I don't think you can. They look kind of slimy.
we could put them to use. We could
All
also.
the slime? You could use the slime?
I could also summon one of my friends who could take over some of these Zrao corpses that we come across and just start wreaking havoc that way as well.
Turning numbers against them would definitely be beneficial.
So we have many options. It's just finding a starting point, making sure we did not bite off more than we could chew, and getting out of there when we need to. There is no point in waiting until every last thing around us is fallen. If we are in not a good shape, we could retreat.
Good
I'll
thing
leave
with that
that
too is
in your care, sort of the thing.
we spread out.
That's it. Don't my care. Once you guys get back in the locket, then comes my concern.
Alright, once we jump in, you grab a hold of us, we disappear.
So
He does have the ability to just straight pull
Bam
things
everyone into the
together.
water.
Well, not just that, but
Oh,
pull everybody
scatter
together
or whatever,
and
yeah.
then-
Do you have to see everyone to do that?
I don't think so. Didn't say.
It'll say in
Yeah.
spell. I don't remember. I don't have scatter offhand.
Mr. Run behind walls and shit over here.
You guys were trying to secure the situation. I understand what he was going for.
Yes,
I would have done
I'd
so.
have to see.
So he has to see it.
So, don't get out of Noren's sight, I guess.
That's hard for this one.
But just go to the shit.
Almost always out of your sight. Unless you plan on doing it, maybe you need something vocally.
I might.
So it really just depends on what it is you guys want to do. Where do you want to go on the space?
Quiz, did you want to see if there is an Ulutharid in the alchemy lab? We could try to recover potions and things.
I think let's hit the alchemy lab first, see if there's any potions we could use. Because we could use them.
Any of them.
The alchemy lab is near the edge of the map, so that is helpful too in that without using any of your stuff. I mean, you can swim down, but you can attempt to climb through. So that is an option as well.
I'm okay either way.
Just depending on what you want to do. We could help you with some climbing gear and stuff. You do have to climb through void, but it's still within the it's void and some sustained magical darkness that keeps the daylight from down here to from encroaching on the top side. So climbing in darkness is a little bit difficult, but it's doable.
Dark vision?
It's not necessarily dark. It's
Void
darkness.
doesn't do this.
It's more like magical darkness. Void is magical darkness, but also anti-magic.
That's
Weird.
blind sight?
That helps. That's you have. Do you have your? You have your roguish blind sight, right?
Blind sight 10 feet?
But that's also
Just
you.
senses.
So rogues get it, but you also get it
From the stone.
from the stone.
Which
but the
should
stone
double-
is magic. Yes, it should. It should actually stack up and be larger.
But it is magic.
But that would mean not all of it. His roguish blind sight is not magic.
Right.
His stone blind sight is, but they do stack up. So when in, yes, let me just make sure you still have, because you should have. I think. Oh, I don't know. You might get it at level 14. To be honest.
Probably do, because I don't have anything on using blind sight other than
Your
from
stone.
senses.
Yeah, I think it's.
You don't get it till 14.
Let me just double check. I'm just trying to remember at higher levels because I know it's somewhere around then. Blind sense 14. So when you get another level, you gain at level 14. You are able to hear, or if you are able to hear, you are aware of the location of any hidden or invisible creature within 10 feet of you. You gain blind sense 10 feet. That'll stack with your magical blind sense, but only when you can have your magical blind sense. In Void, you don't have the magical blind sense.
No.
But yeah. So not quite there. So that wouldn't actually work inside of Void either, because it's a magical thing that's giving you that. It's still doable though. I mean, you can still climb through it. It's not an excessive. It's a small part.
Makes it almost more sense to do it than to just swim through it.
I mean, you can swim through it just fine, but I would just recommend being careful. Because you can be invisible, but when surface tensions and things like that start changing, they may be aware of something.
Passing out trees.
That's helpful. Oh yeah, yeah. I have all of them actually set up right now. I know which one. But no, we have those options. Just depending on where you want to go. If you can pass without trace, you can just swim through the water and then move along and move to the alchemy lab. But the alchemy lab is where you guys want to go.
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure.
Seems like a good first place to go.
For that long rest that we take before Quiz heads up, it will have been over Kelvat's time,
Yeah.
and instead of trying to circle and bind him, she'll let him go back, and instead she'll bring in Mumjir.
Who?
Mumjir.
Not one of your chain things. Oh.
Because we want to try and get some more friends.
Sorry. I have to. It's delivered to where I just said it.
And then before we come out, I will have my fire elemental as well. For this run, I'm going to try to cause as much destruction as possible. I will not be able to intellect fortress you for this first run until my elemental is done.
Fair enough.
But I'm literally going to command it to go and just burn it all. Do not stop for anything living. You may pass through what is living, but your goal is burn everything to the ground. So,
I like this plan.
me too. And then the first big drow that we can see, if we can pick it, fucking murder it immediately, I've got a buzzy who will puppet it.
I just happen to have gotten a lovely little thing too. Help with that.
Oh, jeez, guys.
Well, yeah, I won't really. No, because it doesn't help her. It's more for me, but it's kind of along those lines. But I don't know. I'm sure we'd be able to work that out. Kind of cool little thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Chopping more heads off would be pretty amazing.
That's what I'm hoping for too.
Mumjer would like that because then it could just pick up its own head and
That was-
wander around, scaring shit.
That was my first thought. Man, I really could just chop somebody's head right off.
The ability to violate corpse once while it's carrying its own head.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Definitely have a psychological effect, that's for sure.
Well,
I'd flip
probably
that.
not on the elephants though.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'd flip shit seeing something coming at me carrying its own head, talking to me.
here, doorway in here, to that, and then easy job, a doorway in. This has a doorway in. This is a doorway in. This is a double door entrance to whatever this is. And that's the exit there. There's also a chimney here, but that doesn't matter unless we climb in. Last thing is there's also another wall here. And there is, I'm just going to say this is a wall, and this is a wall. It's kind of like stacked materials and stuff outside, but it creates something that you can hide behind and move behind. Same with this here. Those are just like 5 foot tall stacks that provide cover.
What is it?
These are like 5 foot tall stacks that provide cover. You've got a couple silos. This is built into the building. These seem to be full of some sort of fluid. This is full of some sort of fluid. This is full, like big, large bubbles. Seem to be full of some sort of fluid. But these are silos. Each of the silos has an entryway to it. And then on this side, there's also a doorway in. Here, and there is a kind of large porch type thing with a ladder or a stair kind of coming up to it. So this is a porch with one big stair and then walls on either side of the porch. These are stairs going up to a large entry door. You guys are going to bobble up. And then are you going to go through the water and do the pass without trace thing, or do you want to check? Yeah. Cool. Can you breathe underwater?
Air bubble.
Okay. Can you do air bubble and pass without trace?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because air bubble is not concentration.
Concentration for 24
That's right.
hours.
Yeah.
If nothing else, I think I do this.
Water breathing. Yeah. Sorry. And there's no reason not to cast water breathing in addition to the air bubble, because
Just in case.
just in case. It's 2 spells protecting you. Oh, sorry.
Someone could see the air bubble and go, dispel magic on the air bubble. And you're like, bitch, I still water breathe.
Mhm. That's if they have it, but either way, you're set. Both, you have 2 backups that protect you. So then, pass without trace, how long does that last?
1 hour.
1 hour. So give me an athletics check.
14.
Does that start as a 10?
You're right. 15. Thank you.
I got you. I got you.
So we're looking at 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Probably 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, well, you're going there, so it makes sense to come up there. So let's go 1, 2, 1, 1, 2.
He's not
2.
doing passing that trace until he's like
Right by the surface.
20 feet below.
No, I'm just figuring out how many rounds it's going to take for you to get to the thing. You're going to have plenty of time. It's going to be like 5 rounds, give or take, because you can, with pass without trace, you can pretty much move, dash, and dash, moving quickly, but you'd still probably move at a slightly reduced speed. So, either way, I'm calling it 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6. You can get to here at this wood at the size in 12 rounds, moving at half speed. So if you want to give me, what'd you get on your athletics?
15.
Yeah, so that's good enough. Get there, pass without trace. Give me, is anybody doing anything else that's going to last for this duration? Do you have any other buffs or anything else we're going to do?
Just keeping my armor on.
And you said we're not doing like Fortress now.
Not doing Intellect Fortress on this one.
And when you tab, please come out ready to kick ass.
Copy that.
Yeah, in a second.
Just checking. All right, and I already wrote this, but let's just make sure we have this. Stop doing this. Stop. And we had, so that's, yeah, each. And then I need, so it's all set up. Which way and from where do you wish to? So I basically have you hidden there. Give me a stealth check with hiding, or with your pass without trace.
370.
32.
Did you add your +10 from Pass Without a Trace?
Oh no, 42.
42.
It's truly invisible.
Only thing is, see invisibility could see someone who's invisible at 40. You still can't see me. Because I'm not relying on staying out in the open, but you can't see me. I am just fucking hiding.
I'm legally
Yeah.
I'm legally invisible.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually invisible, but you can't fucking see
detect
me.
invisibility? Got nothing.
Broke the system.
We'll give you a feel of what you are seeing here. As I start to set it all up. With a rudimentary view, outside you are noticing that there are about 4 gunslingers. You're also noticing that there are a couple of the Inquisitors, which are the Deathlands bitches, around. There's noise from the inside. And there are some very basic drow around as well.
They're all just sort of standing catatonic like they were when we got here.
Pretty much. They're looking. They're not looking up.
Yeah.
They're standing there and they're looking, and it's just like if anything comes across their peripheral, they may activate. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, and 10. Just kind of keeping an eye out. There's also some movement from the inside, but you can't really tell exactly what's going on the inside. That was 10.
Nice.
Yeah, man. That's how you really feel.
Barking spider in here.
Didn't really have any reason to have any of the. There's 15 regular drow here. I'm like, there's actually no reason whatsoever to have any of the regular drow on the inside of the building because they offer no benefit. They are purely meant to be sentries. And sentries would be all on the exterior of the building, so there's no reason to have them on the interior either. So just 15 of them pretty evenly spread out, keeping an eye on things. That is what you are seeing at this location. If you kind of sneak up from.
So what is that
Next to you?
squiggly stuff there next to him?
Next to you, that is wood and piles of stuff that you kind of are hiding next to. So that's the wood as well.
Wood stack.
What's that
And you
little square on the other side of that drow?
The little square. It is a large something running along it. It looks like maybe a drain that's allowing it. Either a wooden post or a drain. You can't quite tell exactly, but it would allow you to easier climb that area. But it's probably something that's meant to be like a drain from the roof.
Are there any windows or anything visible?
There are a few windows, but they're pretty high up for you. There would be a window on this side here, but it'd be up a little bit. There'd be a window
Designated
here.
with a W or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing, yeah, because them being.
Looks like a door.
Well, I'm like, yeah, but I'm drawing with a different color. And I was like, oh, sorry.
Sorry. Doesn't matter.
Mr.
All-
Colorblind over here?
All looks the same to me.
That would be a window there.
Just a bunch of lines.
And this would be a
Forget
window
about
here.
that.
So those would be the only windows that you see. In these, there's non-accessible.
And how high up are these windows?
The windows are going to be about. They would be about 6 feet off of the ground, but where you're seeing this, all the doorways have, or pretty much all the doorways, like so. This back here is a balcony. This doorway has a rather large like stone ledge where you kind of like step up to them. So there's all these kind of porches. So you have a feeling that the first level is actually a couple feet off of the ground, which tells you there's probably multiple levels to this thing,
Right.
as well. But every entryway is lifted up
Right.
by a couple steps or by like a rather abrupt large slab that kind of gets you halfway there, and then the step into the door is a step as well.
Right.
So that's why these, which on the inside would be a relatively normal level, from the outside are a bit higher.
Right. Okay. So 6 feet up is still basically what would be the first floor if you walked in the door.
Mhm. Yeah.
up the steps in the door.
No.
Which implies that there would be something underneath it as well.
Mhm. This building has a second floor as well. Kind of same windows, but
Right.
higher
And
up.
these silos?
And this building has a second
How
floor.
tall are those?
Silos are each 20 foot tall as well. So most of these look like they're so 2 stories, 2 stories, 1 story little building, 2 story silos.
Just a one-story little stall in the middle.
There's some sort of little shop or something in the middle.
Put a bomb in.
And it is dark out here, or
It is low light.
Okay.
There is some light, but it is definitely low light, which is why you're capable of shadowing and sneaking around.
okay.
Being as they are all drow, they function perfectly fine in low light.
Alright.
They also function pretty much fine in dark vision, or dark night, or darkness. But dark vision offers some. You're thinking. So a lot of the light that's coming from this place is actually coming from whatever substances are in those, are kind of creating a little bit of glow, and there's a little bit of light on the inside of the buildings. They're kind of coming out of the window. There's a little bit of a magical light, but it's very, very, very dim. That's present around.
Okay, he's gonna go around that drow over to the spout,
So smell.
and not at the spout, but over, almost underneath the window, closer towards ground level.
Mm-hmm.
Put his key there. Is it capable of opening that up? Is it 5 foot thick or less?
You have to go a little bit higher because you're technically it's more
There's
than 5 foot thick.
foundation.
Just
Right,
because
yeah.
you're coming in between the floors right there, so technically it's more than 5 foot thick. So if you went a little bit higher,
Right.
yes, or if you really shot low, maybe you could try to go into the basement.
Yeah.
But you can kind of get a feel that you're like, okay, like right at your level,
It's like
you're
solid,
you're
that's
at
the floor.
you're at the floor.
Then he'll go down below that.
Okay, so you want to go straight to the basement? Doable. So you can open up a door into the basement here. Basement of this place. Slightly changes maybe, so this would be that and that, and you'd be coming in right here.
Some really epic stealth music.
So open up the door and go in.
Go in.
Give me acrobatics just because you're dropping down a bit. You're fine.
31.
I realize I asked for it and I'm like, I know what the lowest DC is and I know that you're not capable being a rogue of doing that, so that's fine. You drop down,
Full
you're
drunken
in,
rogue just stumbling through the stealth.
go through,
Checking, it's like nobody.
go through, close the door behind you, I'm
The
guessing?
instant goes, the instant he passed the key passed through.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. So you are down in this room now. You are in a 10 foot by 10 foot room. There are shelves that seem relatively emptied out. You will find. Actually, you roll me percentile. We'll see what you're gonna get.
Sure, make the guy with the luck roll it.
Right.
Percentile. Oh, you meant not actual luck.
Yeah.
I thought you meant luck by his thing. I was like,
No,
you
no,
can't
no.
do that.
How about 88?
Okay, yeah, perfect. So
pretty
that'll
high.
be Which one are we doing? So it'll be that, and not the best, but it's slightly better. The normal, that'll be, there are greater healing potions in here. That would be 4 greater healing potions in this room that you can find. Greater healing is the second, right? Yeah, it's healing greater.
Greater's like the 4d4.
Yeah.
Then
44 plus.
Then superior, and then whatever else.
Yeah. Literally written over there. 44 plus 4.
For greater?
I think so.
That should be. But there are a couple of those in there. Other than that, this place has been picked relatively clean. Yeah.
He's gonna move up to the door and listen.
You hear. Give me a perception.
25.
You hear weird mumbling, almost like a groaning type sound.
He's gonna check the door to see if it's locked.
It is not locked.
He's gonna check the hinges on the inside of the door. Do they look used or not? Or are the hinges on the inside?
Oh, hey, let's.
These are the outside.
The door opens into the closet.
The hinges are in.
So the hinges are on the inside, yes.
Well oiled and lubricated.
I don't need an S, I need just a mind.
How you doing?
Tired.
Sandwich put you to sleep.
Science sleep good. Last time my anxiety's bad.
Oh shit. Well, I'm sure after getting a call for that one job, you're like,
I slept for shit last night, so I went out and ate an entire Subway footlong. I should have just had half.
Yeah,
can't
there's.
even keep up anymore.
Can't even
Eat a whole loaf of bread sandwich anymore.
Don't even think
No.
about Jersey Mike's or somewhere else like that.
Listen to this, old man.
I know.
It's
It's
a big
awful.
sandwich.
Used to be able to just eat one of those and just fall right to sleep. Not anymore.
Definitely some sort of weird
Groaning.
groaning, like off noise. You can't quite make out.
We definitely need to make a pub that we can go to when this all blows over.
Winchester. Yes.
But what would you like?
$1 million. Oh.
Oh. Hinges. Condition. Looking like lubed. Not lubed.
Doesn't look like anything's been in here in years. So probably not the most lubricated of situations.
Almost anti-lubricated.
I would definitely say anti-lubricated. You'd be going in dry.
You like the driest that you probably could go in.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It was like heavily applied the whole time.
Great.
Especially since that just seems to be the
Just gonna go.
freaking vein that's happening right now.
Nice. So kind of try and time it with the groany groans that's happening. Just
Yeah. You could dump one of the potions on it and see if it lubricates it.
Yeah.
Dump some acid on the hinges and just pull the door.
Give me a stealth with disadvantage, so it'll be just a flat roll.
So stealth. How about 32?
Yeah.
Oh, does my pass without trace work?
I'm not going to give you for this because you're trying to open the door.
Okay.
You're
That's
not
fair.
making any
Okay.
noise, but
You're directly influencing something else that's not stealthy.
At all.
But you seem to kind of just crack the door open just enough. You're noticing that in this area, there are some look almost like medical beds
Tables.
or medical tables. And that groaning that you're hearing
He drew those in green.
If you say so.
Oh,
Jeez.
is some rather weird looking creatures
Oh.
that are placed out on these beds.
Jeez.
And there is
Oh.
playing with them
Yeah,
a
boy.
mind flare,
Yeah.
and then you can see sleeping off on these sides some little brain doggies. Give me a perception. These two on the far side have weird, twisted flesh about their whole bodies. They have 4 arms. And just kind of, so let me see a picture of it. Weird, maybe insect-like. Oh no, I'm sorry. These ones have 6 arms now. So 6 arms, blue skin that's weird. Maybe some like insect-like appendages, almost like centipede-like legs coming along the sides of them. Are what those 2 look like. The one on the far side, farthest away, has kind of a bulbous, bulging body that has little squiggly tentacles coming out of it in different places, and this kind of weird shadowy energy about it that seems to kind of just slightly shift. And the one directly in front of him that he's working with, he's kind of working and assembling. You're noticing the body's not held together very well. It seems to be almost a. You said you got 24? Oh yeah. It looks like this whole body is little bits of like little tentacles, little things all together that are like weaving and holding on to each other, and he's kind of working with it and shaping a body out of little tentacle type wormy things. But he seems to not give a shit because he doesn't recognize that you're even really there. Because he's, I mean, no intellect or intelligent creature there, so he's just like doing his thing.
He's gonna go back in the corner, hunch down, and just breathe, speak to
The
Block it.
logger.
Block it.
Describe what's in this room. And say, if we want to start at the bottom and work our way up, this is where we start. If that's what you want, come on out. once you do, they'll know we're here. Well, not necessarily. You guys have the mud foil hats on. So.
Granted, your minions and stuff like that don't.
Right.
Plus, you know, remember, there's a lot of things, so this room would get filled very quickly if you bring in certain things.
Yeah.
Can everybody hear, or just you?
Well, you're speaking. Anything in here can hear as though they are in your space.
Okay.
So we can hear. Everybody in here can hear what you're saying to the locket. Ela's just got a big old grin on her face. Whip is out. Fire.
I'm gonna leave my boy inside because he's taking up this whole fucking room.
Oh no. Once I leave, your boy leaves. So you have to dismiss or he comes out.
The instant that if anybody comes out of this locket, Quizzes through the door to get out of there and moving through that friggin' room. Just
Underneath the chair, underneath the things. Get on the side.
Under the tables.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So you.
we could, before you do
Realize.
that.
Because I don't know what you guys are
You
planning.
cannot talk to him in here unless
You guys can
unless
hear
he's
me.
in your book.
I cannot hear you. So you can't discuss anything with Quiz. If anybody comes out, Quiz. If Quiz is going to just wait for you don't know how long.
Because I was just going to say, maybe you can dump half of us in one room, half of us in the other, using the key. Like a little side thing, so we're not all piled in one spot.
All right.
Half of us in one room, half in the other.
You did say that though.
Yep.
Ela will crack the red corundum and summon a fire elemental. Are you ready?
Yes.
As ready as ever.
I'm just gonna,
Fire elemental is large.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had. That's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna fuck up your plans so bad. She drops, this fire elemental appears, and Ela snaps, and the fire elemental's gone. Fire elemental is now in that room.
Not this room. Oh,
Mhm.
oh, that room?
wherever you held it. So if you're holding it in front of you, it could appear in front of you, but it's next to you.
You need dex save roll. though.
In your space.
Not gonna be that hard, but you are in a tight room, and the
Right.
elemental has just filled up most of that room.
24.
Yeah, so you're fine. You and you're just your hair singes a little bit. You're like, shit. Run across.
That wasn't the plan that we talked about.
25 gets you there. Give me a stealth.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah. 52?
52. Yeah.
what the hell did you get?
Not 20.
Mm-hmm.
And you still pass without trace.
With pass without trace, yeah.
Holy fuck.
You notice though, this room, which had dim light, there's like kind of glowing, maybe urns on the roof that are kind of going. You're not really sure what they are, but there's a light glow in this room. Suddenly, this room's a lot brighter as that fire elemental lights up and is just filling in, and they look, and you watch all the squirming tentacles, like things, go form into a creature which kind of sits up and now looks like an actual thing, and that's going to be initiative.
Fuck yeah, boys, let's get it.
Oh, fucking A.
I didn't realize it says to roll initiative for the fire elemental too in the spell or for the item, because technically if I lose concentration on it, it sticks around.
And then there's the red shit.
Yeah.
Heard.
Alright.
So I'll be sure and roll for him as well, or it as well. We'll go Sun, Eva, and then we'll do Elemental.
Does my dude go on my turn? He has his own turn.
He has his own.
Oh,
So-
and Mumjir also.
Norin.
Mumjir will be blue.
Alright, got himself a nat 20.
For a total of 20?
Yep.
Cool. Ela.
Ela got a 21.
Gorak.
Also got a 21.
Quiz.
30-20. Fuck, we all go at the same time. More or less.
Sun.
Sun is going on a 13.
Fire Elemental.
Fire Elemental is going on a 5.
Mumjir.
Mumjir is going on a 15.
Spawn of Hopper.
12.
Alrighty. You watch as these two things both just get up and just creepily, like, move really quickly, and then they both attempt to hide. And so you have to give me a stealth.
Those creatures attempt to hide?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Give me a perception.
22.
One of them just straight disappears into the darkness. This one disappears in the darkness. That other one, you can see just kind of is hiding on the door. And it looks like you can see they have their tentacles or their arms out, and they're like ready to strike whatever comes to that door. Ela, you're up.
Well,
And we all exit. Bonus action. Oh boy. Did you leave the locket in that room?
yes.
Oh, fuck.
No.
I thought you took it with
No, I
you.
did take it with me.
So you did? Okay, you kept the locket with you.
Yes.
So then they're all coming out here.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to just leave it behind. No, fuck no.
This whole thing just fills up. And that means that's the spawn is the first thing that is within range. So they were ready action to attack the first thing they saw. So they're both going to take their ready action.
What a clusterfuck. All right.
Oh, hold on. Damn it. I need so many freaking dice for this. Because I'm hidden. You barely see one of them. Okay, perfect. So on the spawn of Hafgupa, we're going... I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4,
I think I broke out the decoy.
5, 6. So let's see, what's my lowest one? So that's my lowest one. AC 13.
Yes.
AC 18.
Yeah.
So that's a higher 18. That one hits, we miss. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 hits. And I had advantage because I was hidden, so I get that. So 3 hits on the spawn, and they're going to be. Is it resistant to slashing or psychic damage? Should be resistant to slashing, I think.
Slashing and what was the other one?
Because it's not magical. Psychic?
No.
Okay. So it
Just
takes
slashing.
total of 9 damage. That's with the slashing halved. And then psychic damage from the first attack. 11 from the second attack. $11 from the third attack. And then the next 2 attacks crit it.
Hold on, I get this.
Okay. So right now you should be 31 hit points down.
Yeah, it's just like the scroll on the wheel, but it's not very damage, it's just taking away from healing.
You should be able to. Well, that's because you're on healing. You can do damage, and then you can scroll. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, here, yeah, I would. I don't want to talk to him. I saw that was a little bit. You should be able to just go to damage and type 9 and then hit apply. Or you can type 31 and hit apply. Or you can wait 1 second because I'll give you all this. So it's at 31 right now. And then this is all halved. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4.
So is it 31?
16 from the first crit. So that's 47. Second crit is going to be. Glad all the damage he's resistant to is rolling high.
So it's 31 on the first one, 16 on the second.
And then 24 on the final crit against him. So 47,
71
total 71 damage. So if he had 100 hit points, he should be at 29 from that. Then,
Glad I brought the decoy.
other guy is going to.
Look, I tried. I warned you.
Well, better him than me.
Yeah.
Luckily, you have your armor out, but he's got this.
He's using his reaction to move and attack me?
He saved his flurry of claws, which is he gets to make his claws and attack. It's part of the same action, and move up to his speed without provoking attack or opportunity as the same action.
Oh, fun.
1 action, so he saved that. So yes.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. He just does this
Just going fucking crazy.
mangling thing, yeah.
Cool.
It's almost like he's coming to mangle you, like he's a mangler.
Like he's a mangle.
Mangler.
First name
Two.
Joseph.
Is he attacking with advantage?
Yes.
Why?
Because he was hidden. You can give me a perception check.
I mean, he attacked other
this
creatures on
guy
the way to me.
This guy attacked. He just moved in.
He's just
and
going
then
in.
Came in to attack.
Yeah, there's no way I would see it.
Yeah.
Rolling.
But your armor's gonna fuck him up pretty good. He's gonna fuck up your armor pretty good though too. So, make sure I have a higher number on the bottom. Make this easier. Okay, so we're starting off at an 18.
18's a miss.
So 19.
It's a miss.
So the next one is 22.
It's a hit.
So yeah, 4 hits against you. No crits though. Are you resistant to slashing damage or psychic?
No and no.
Okay. These are just +4. 13 points of damage from the first attack.
So he takes 25 cold.
21 points of damage from the second attack.
So it takes a total of 50 cold.
Absolutely. Putting another one here right now. That breaks your armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll take more cold damage from that. He is bloodied. 16 on the next one. 14 on the final one. And they have both mangled, which means that's the end of it because Flurry of Claws, recharge. We'll see if that ever comes back up again. But that was bonus action. That was their reaction to your bonus action.
Yeah.
Yes. So now you can now see both of them. They're both exposed well enough. They look pretty close to what this guy looks like, but a little bit different because this is a 4th edition Mangler, and they are 5th edition Manglers.
A little different.
Are they humanoids or
I want to see if
I guess they'd be aberrants.
probably. Can you go live for me? Did my camera just freeze? It's really weird. Apparently my camera decided to freeze for some reason. I'm trying to make sure we have everything in view. So it's like, hey, let's do that. Oh no, I'm going to pass one over in the basement. It's cool. I'm just frozen on the stream. It's fine. That camera just decided to shit the bed.
As part of her action,
Something
she's
blue.
gonna command Fire Elemental to go topside, burn all the buildings down. Don't stop the people, burn everything to the ground. And then she is going to attack with her whip.
What action is it to command it?
It's just
Tell it.
verbal.
Or,
She's gonna go ahead and she's gonna whip the Mind Flare. Start with the Mind Flare. AC 19.
it has to hit, but yeah.
She will command it to grovel.
Okay. What's my save on command?
22. 22. It's wisdom. Let me double check. Yeah, 22 wisdom.
20.
Yeah, thank you.
So he will grovel. He just fell. Where are you? Oh, wow. How are you doing this thing? Okay.
So these guys aren't resistant to fire, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Or necrotic.
No, I'm not resistant to anything.
Okay.
Just a basic mind flare. Put that on so I remember they can grovel. He's holding you, I'm guessing. But you had him.
I was kind of scared I was in his space.
It's only 10 foot tall, so I mean, there's not. He's there, but.
So I can easily take.
So it's 29 points of damage.
29 damage.
And then she's gonna hit the fucking Mangler that hit her. Because fuck you. With DC 18.
Is a hit.
Assume no resistances as well.
Cold.
Okay, good. These are plus
And I have immunities as well.
fun. So that's 15, 20, 23 points of damage.
He collapses.
Fuck yeah. And then with my movement, I would like to try and see if this door behind me opens.
Yeah.
Open that door and back up against the wall.
Roll.
Yeah.
You're in a storage room.
That fucking
Looks
sucked.
like you're
Goodbye.
in like a lab storage room.
Cool.
And that brings us to Gorak.
I want to take my swings on that mind flare. Do I
like move up into a space, or am I just
Yeah,
tucking
you,
up
you
tucking
can
up under
move
there?
in. This little creature is mostly translucent at the moment.
I had them on there just perfect.
Well, yeah,
You know-
just perfect for not moving it, and then the second you move it
You
or move
moved it
anything
there
around,
to put it there.
then I had to fix you when I moved it. With a 5-foot step forward, you can get in there. There's a weird, like, tentacly demon thing standing there, like, hovering there by you, but you know that's a friend.
No, it was me.
Someone's vibing over there.
No, it was me.
Literally.
I just got blown up for a second. It's like stop.
Would anybody like a soda?
Yes.
Root beer.
Pepsi or whatever. Or actually, a do. I'll take a do.
Do ya? All right, I'll do ya.
Yeah.
Consensually.
Oh,
I'm gonna
really?
start. I'm gonna rage. I'm gonna go into my Zygranar rage, the Asmar King of the Ancients.
Okay.
So I got the spectral warriors around.
Because we need more assholes in here.
At least they're,
At least they're spectral assholes.
alright.
Okay.
they don't actually take up,
Okay.
so that's good. So the first creature hit has to attack you.
Oh no.
Or it has disadvantage.
It has disadvantage on any attack except for me.
Yeah.
So basically, if it attacks me, it's all right, and everybody else is disadvantaged.
Yeah. Just make sure I remembered which
And yeah,
team
that
that was.
reduces the rage too, or reduces the damage on one reaction. Good lord. Oh. 23,
That's a hit.
and then we'll just go in with that second swing. Come on. Oh, that's not good at all. 20.
That's a hit.
Okay.
That's not good at all. Drops a 20. What? Oh my god. Bonus to attack. Holy shit.
I got better.
Got that.
Yeah. Oh, you get 14, right? Efficiency bonus. I'm gonna use my charisma to attack with my attack weapon. I wish I did, but I don't. I still have a high dex.
34 on the first hit.
34. He is very, very critical. How many dice are you rolling?
Too many.
More than a 19.
You're not rolling your court dice, are you?
No,
Okay, so
because even then that was only one.
yeah.
I look at it written down. I'm like, oh.
That's the awakening never happened. These other things happened. He's dead.
And then 40 on the second one.
Yeah,
40.
no idea what that could do.
Absolutely just Gorai comes over and just slashes across this thing, and there's just this little head lying on the ground.
Through Mind Flayer? Fuck yeah. You didn't have to grovel him.
No, he is.
But I had to, just to make sure.
Oh yeah.
Good. Hell yeah.
You're not mind blasting us today, motherfucker.
Fortunately, it's an aberrant, not a humanoid.
I know. That's fine. We'll find some humanoids.
Everything
eventually.
here is aberrants, unfortunately.
Except for, these.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Good news, though, is that this is all happening so freaking fast that he didn't even get to say something. So you might actually not have assholes joining you. Norrin.
That's what I was hoping for. Is like I think
You see
in my mind is the most
two
panic
brain
right now.
puppies that are kind of like still like just barely starting to react. A bunch of light coming from this room. This guy just slashed the shit out of your mangler. And then there's two that haven't even moved yet, really, on the other table.
Okay. Well, let's do.
But you know that these things are not very fun because he just clawed the fuck out of your
Yeah,
guy.
that's true. Let's roll all three, and then we'll just figure out where they go.
what essence and what?
Let's chain it.
Chain it, and then brimstone, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Well, 18 was the lowest. 2 or 20. So 20, 20,
20, 18? Not attacking the guys in the bed who haven't moved yet.
Yeah.
Cool. So 20, 18, all hits.
Or, hold on, let me rephrase it. Let me do. Oh, yeah, never mind, I'm chaining. Never mind. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry. Keep drawing off.
You close. Sorry, give me 1 second. You have to do this. You're still going after, but that's all. Okay, so. I'm almost ready, sorry. I just have to make sure that we're actually. Okay, cool. So on the first guy.
9.
With your bonus.
Yeah, so,
And then it's a dex, which he fails. So he'll take 4 at the end of his next turn. And then the first int pop. This one.
yeah. 16.
16. And does not save. So he'll also take 8 at the end of his turn. And then the second puppy
14.
also doesn't save. Take 7 at the end of his next turn. So boom, boom, boom. And who are you chaining it to?
Basically,
Just the same guys?
yeah.
Cool. So the Mangler, give me an attack at disadvantage.
19.
That's a hit. Even if you're off by a little bit, he doesn't have very good AC, so you're gonna.
$16.
16. So 16 damage. And another dex save. Fails, so that's going to be my math. So 16 is 8. So he's taking 12 at the end of his next turn. And then the first puppy, poor bastard. He dies. And he's going to continue burning after being dead. And the second pup, you don't find anything in that room.
Damn it, I tried so hard.
I got so far. 23.
23 is a
Good
hit.
investigation for Elo.
That was actually a really good one.
For 9.
He dies and will continue to burn in his moment of death. And then the other Mangler, he's not bloodied yet, but it looks like he's going to be bloodied pretty quick. Quiz. You got 2 guys laying on beds that, like, one guy started to move and the other guy, like, the shifting energy around him, like he seems to be aware of something going on, but it hasn't moved yet. You got a Mangler who's still standing. Most everything else is pretty dead pretty fast. This is
Has that Mangler been hit?
dead encounter that
I just had
a
it.
deadly encounter that I added stuff to.
I just had it twice.
But it's okay, because still stuff. That other mangler is not bloodied yet, but he is on fire. Looks like he's pretty close to bloodied.
And
On fire.
plans and having planning and getting the drop on encounters makes a huge fucking difference. You guys did the same fucking thing to my deadly encounter.
I'm still not worried about it though. I mean, this is still going to be interesting.
I like to come in from an unexpected area. Yeah, dagger at the mangler thing.
Yeah.
Does not know that the quiz is there.
No, he doesn't.
No, he is not aware of Quiz being there.
He's aware of all the other shit around
Right.
him.
He's really surprised all this stuff just kind of happened. He's like, what
Right.
the fuck is going on?
34
34?
AC.
AC 34? No, that's a miss.
34 definitely hits me twice over. Holy shit.
Definitely does hit this guy as well.
It's each attack. It's the same. Also 2 damage.
This is the one that disappeared from you for a second until he just came out and just
Oh, yeah.
slashing at freaking the spawn house group. But like cuts off 2 of its tentacles just right off the bat. Just
Makes sense that Quiz is like, no.
You. They were all hiding shit? No,
This
I don't.
asshole.
20, 30, 32 damage.
Oh, I'm not even on there either. I did math on that really quick, so I was doing this, and then I remembered that I'm frozen still.
You're
literally,
frozen on the
stream,
camera?
I'm just doing this. I really camera work, so I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, you are. You're frozen touching the camera.
He looks he looks critical now, and is on fire still. And is on fire.
No, I
So-
think we're all frozen, man.
Now I'm seeing everybody else move.
Oh, no, yep, we are moving.
Just me. Just me frozen.
And
Totally matters.
bonus back to hiding.
Hurt.
Can you still hear us?
Oh shit, I never used my bonus.
Yeah, you can hear us.
52 again.
It's just a party trick.
Mumjir.
Mumjir, what's still standing?
There's a mangler on the other side of the room on fire, and then there's 2 creatures that are laying out that haven't seemed to react yet. They seem pretty either dead bodies that were being worked on, or things that just have not really done much to react yet.
Oh,
Little tentacles, like some stuff moving, but
prone dude on the table. Yeah.
They are 2 of them on the tables. Yes.
He'll move one over and attack that guy.
Okay.
He is prone, yeah, with advantage.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna do a tendril attack. Crit.
No, he didn't.
No! You motherfucker! Fuck this game! Fuck you, D&D!
And now he's standing up against the wall that mangler was like pinned against. He's standing in that space, and that mangler's on the ground, and you just crit the dead mangler.
Fucking awesome. Well, the mangler's dead.
I'm just gonna say, flat out, bend space. When you fight an attack roll, teleports along with any equipment or wearing or carrying, exchanging positions with another star spawn within 60 feet of it. It does not say that has to be a living star spawn.
That's fair. That's another star spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
The attack then hits that star spawn.
Fucking, well, the star spawn.
But yes, this is a star spawn seer, which used to be a foul spawn seer.
Mother
your favorite
fucking
creature.
god fucking damn it. Which of
And
course!
I love that you yes.
Of
you-
course!
Go ahead and grab. Look at this.
Alright, do it.
What? He crits the dead one.
Mumjir crit the dead thing. Cool.
So move and crit. Anything else? It only gets 1 tendril attack, right?
Yeah, he gets 1 fucking tendril.
He's not great when he's not inside of something.
No, but he doesn't want to be here dealing with whatever the fuck this thing. Well, does this look like a castery thingy, or does this have like?
It does.
tentacle
He has
hands?
he has little like tentacles coming out of his body. Now you can see he's kind of got a robe on, and he's got a very big staff that has like a big rock on the end of it that looks super weird.
Weird.
It's a comet staff.
That's fucked too. We'll take him in the back later and beat his ass.
Mumjir's gonna just drop into the ground and come up into the room behind him.
Doable.
What is he?
He's an incorporeal fiend. Like undeadish fiend thing that possesses corpses.
You never played with Licht, did you?
Did.
Remember when Licht had his possession demon?
Oh, same thing.
This is exactly what this
Oh,
is,
okay.
yeah.
Son.
Son.
Go back to you.
No.
Oh.
Son wants a piece of that ass.
Take it.
From around the corner. Can Son try and be stealthy? That'd probably be an action to stealth, I'm guessing.
He'd have to action stealth, but he can do that. Stealth action and then move.
No, he's gonna attack.
Or he needs to attempt to attack. Yeah.
He's gonna sting the star spawn with it.
Holy shit.
Let's go! Crit! AC 31!
That is it?
Fuck yeah!
Go.
Go ahead and give me that Constitution save.
Four.
Fail. Does it double the poison damage too, or no?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
dice.
Okay.
All dice.
I'll just double what I roll. So,
Some people will say no because they're like, well, technically the poison is to the con save. It's not from the crit. But I'm like,
If
all
you put it in
for
the
the
right
attack.
spot,
Though.
if you put it in an awful spot, it's harder to save.
yeah. But the argument is like, okay, if I walk up and I put poison in your hand, or I walk up and put poison on the side of you, it's still gonna
30.
it's when it gets into your like heart and stuff like that that it affects you. I get both sides of the argument, but I like having fun with it.
It doesn't care about, or is poison still do damage to him?
Yeah, he still takes poison damage.
Okay.
He's resistant to a lot of stuff, but you get past all of that.
So it's a
And then he's immune to
38.
one thing, but you're not doing 38 damage.
Stab and poison. Just from behind, just stinger like into his throat.
He doesn't seem to react to it too much.
Son's getting his kicks. He's excited. He wants a star spawn skull.
Does things have skulls?
We'll find out.
It does definitely seems to have a skull. Spawn of Hafgufa. You got the thing next to you that looks pretty fucked up and is on fire.
Dude, kill some
But also almost murdered you, and then you've got this other thing that's teleporting around that's just barely within your reach as well. And then another thing that hasn't even moved yet.
What's this dude?
On the bed?
No,
This guy, oh, he's the guy with all the arms
yeah.
that just slash the shit up. He's critical and he's on fire, but you're not sure if fire's gonna do it. Could.
Real bad, so.
Try to finish off that guy.
Yeah.
You get
Strike.
deck save.
There. No. This is probably dexterous.
Kind of. And he failed all the deck saves against what you did to set him on fire.
Yeah, it's lightning as is.
Oh, 80.
Of course.
25.
Fuck
I
you.
rolled fucking 19. I'll have to live one round after rolling a 19.
let him roll the 19s. It's
We're only
fine.
technically gonna go
On
do my
saves
bonus
rather
action.
than attacks. I'm
Yeah.
okay with it.
Probably popped it.
Let's do out of phase movement. 10. 15. He's gonna move to here, but he literally, like, while moving, just like phases through Sun, Norin, and Gorak. So
No, not for my little imp boy. Bitch.
you each take 9 points of psychic damage as he moves through you, and you just kind of he just kind of like warps and bends space, and you just feel like your brain being attacked by his movement.
Ela will use her reaction to have it on Sun.
So you have it instead of him. So you take 9 damage.
Honestly,
That's what I heard.
that's
No, I'm
bad.
just kidding.
Have
That's-
like H
AAVE or HALVE?
HALVE. HALVE.
We're going to start off with a comet comet staff against Norn. AC 14.
It's called a comet staff. Don't get hit
And
by
second
that.
one is I miss. I just rolled a 3 to 1 on comet staff, which I hit a 14 with a 3. I'm not supposed to be missing with him. That's a lot of damage and supposed to give me a lot of control over the situation, but I don't have it. So instead, I'll just end my turn there.
Cool. Thank you. Comet staff. Yeah, that sounds like a bad time.
We're gonna have a bad time.
Don't sniff that in. The tentacle monster
Moves over, and you kind of see as it shifts, this like swirling thing of like just like tentacly wormy looking things kind of in this mask comes out, and like you start noticing like the bed that it was on, like robes swarm around it. You got this creature that looks like it's almost completely made out of like tentacles or worms,
Oh no no.
and he is going to do a plague of worms. So I need every creature in the room to give me a dexterity saving throw.
So Ela and Mumjir and Sun are in different rooms.
Yes, because it's every creature within 10 feet. So that's not a star spawn. So you are lucky that you guys are all in the other rooms, because it's just 10 feet. But he literally just explodes.
25.
You save.
He bursts into fucking worms.
Plague worms. Each creature other than star spawn within 10 feet of the mage must make a dexterity saving throw or take necrotic damage
18.
by massive swarming swarms. You got an 18?
Yeah.
That is a fail.
Smash him, schmorming.
And you got less than
God.
18, I'm guessing?
God damn.
A lot less. 17 less.
Oh no!
You get a natural 1. I was thinking, hey,
You get double damage.
the spawn.
It's like you're.
If he would have hit you with
It's
that comet
literally
staff,
standing right next to
yeah,
me.
he just like
Makes
he
sense.
comes right at you. Look like the face looks right at you, and he just explodes in the worms. You guys are each
That
going
guy's
to take
gross.
20 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, gross. Fucking gross.
And I need some new things that we haven't used in a little while. Let's use these and this. You are restrained,
Oh, come on.
and you are blinded.
You.
Oh, come on.
So the affected creature, let's see, make the save or take what I already told you, 20 points of necrotic damage,
What was the DC
and be
on it?
blinded and restrained. Higher than an 18,
Well, yeah, higher than 18.
lower than
25.
25.
So I probably couldn't even save for
No,
that.
you
You
probably
could have. Every single person can save against this one.
Okay.
Um,
well, then I probably would have had to.
Blinded and restrained by a mass of swarming worms, the affected creature
Because I rolled
takes-
a fucking 16, goddammit.
necrotic damage at the start of each of the mage turn. Repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn. So on my turn, at the start of my turn, you take the damage unless you repeat the saving throw to get free. So it's a dex save to break free.
That's
So
the only thing I
that's
get to do is I get to do that on my turn. Yeah.
and then I'm gonna use my reaction
Probably. But you have friends.
to feed on your weakness specifically because you rolled a natural 1. Giving myself temporary hit points. And then that's him. And now that I've gone,
Is he still standing in that square, or is he literally dispersed?
he's standing in that square.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And
He shot out worms? Or he became worms? Or
he did like a swirling storm of worms.
And they all probably just like recoagulated where he's standing.
Okay.
No, they're still all over the place. He's just also there.
Oh, gross.
And now I have this acting as well. So that's that. So that's that. Then Mind Flayer is dead, so I'm not going to give him a turn. Fire Elemental.
Fire Elemental. So, is there a window or any way to look outside from this point of view?
Nope.
All right.
Mostly underground, and it's a storage room in a laboratory
All right.
in an alchemy place. Like, no.
5. This thing is now on fire. 10. 15. It's also on fire. At 15 feet of movement, is there any place that he can see to go upstairs? Any?
There's just doors. There's no stairs leading out that you can see.
It's gonna open this door.
Okay.
Part of its movement. No windows or any creaks, cracks to get up or out.
Solid room.
Okay. It's gonna go another 20.
There's a door there.
It's gonna open this door.
Okay. Door leads down a hall. And it is you can't quite see, but it's going to
25,
be
30, 35, 40.
And then it's 10, 15, and then that goes up to there. And 10, 20. So that's what he sees. There is a stairway going up.
I said up and out.
He also takes 9 points of psychic damage.
Who hit him?
Nobody hit him. Creatures who pass through this thing's space
Oh, take psychic.
take psychic damage.
Okay. How much? You said 9?
9. I'll give that. I'm on fire, but you're on fire too.
Absolutely.
But brain fire.
Brain fire. That's the worst. 9. Okay.
There's no save. They just automatically are on fire.
Just walking through their space. Absolutely. Which also means that literally everything from this room all the way into this hall is now on fire. Anything that can be.
So there's not a lot because it's pretty much just medical.
Yeah. Ela just straight up commanded it. Whatever's fucking flammable, up and out,
Burn it.
raise the fucking city. So that's 40, 45, 50, and going up because he has 50 feet of movement. He's dashing.
100 foot of movement puts him right here. And this is there's a stairwell basically exiting here. Going downstairs into this area which has shelves and stuff like that. He can burn everything in here if he wants.
Absolutely touches all the fucking walls.
So full movement puts him there. He's at a door, and that whole room is now on fire as well. Which is good because that's my main storage room. It's fine. But end of his turn, we are going to both you guys take 13 necrotic damage, and that becomes as he is going to feast on you because you guys are restrained. The worms just start biting and tearing into you.
Is that a reaction, or does this thing have legendary actions?
That brings us to the mangler. Who's what? Do I take fire at the start of my turn, end of my turn?
You take fire at
How many damage did you say it was?
start of your turns. Start. So at the start of its turn, 6 fire damage.
Hey, I still get my turn. Do I get my reaction? 1 doesn't do it. So, no. But I am going to be a mangler. I'm going to bonus action ahead. 23. And I'm going to go.
So that's
here.
hiding while you're on fire. Good job.
Pretty
You
much.
could do it.
Yeah, you can do it too.
I mean, if you're already in fire, okay.
It don't matter if he.
Also,
If
it
he's
doesn't even
moving, the
matter
fire's kind of
because
wisping behind him.
The other thing with that too is I'm also running up on 2 blinded guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm going to do my multi-attack, which is 2 claws, because I didn't get my fucking recharge to get 6. But I've got 2 attacks, 1 on each of you guys.
He's gonna reveal himself anyway with his attacks.
Golrak, that is a 23. Norn, 20. Heck yeah. So 2. And because you guys don't know that I am there, I get my psychic sneak attack.
Ouch.
If I roll with advantage, it gets a little more damage. You're not resistant to slashing or psychic, right? 15 points of damage. And Golrak, that is 5 slashing, so 2 slashing, and 6 necrotic. Or I'm sorry, 6 psychic. And then I end my turn and I burn to death. Goodbye.
Dick. Swinging and dying and just being an asshole, generally annoying.
And he did what he could. But end of his turn, he takes 14 points of damage and dies. He's dead. Ela, you are up.
Ela puts her armor on. Action.
And you see Golrak and Norin are just covered in worms that are like holding them down and just boring into their skin.
That's gross. Oh, that's nasty. That's
Cone of
kind
cold
of,
will
that's kind of
cover
what I think Ela's reaction would be
Instead of
too.
your
Like,
armor,
ooh,
you
that's
could
gross.
cone of cold them.
Like, ooh, that's gross.
Kill all those worms. Cone of cold.
No. Thank
I
you.
don't know if I trust him. Like that doesn't seem like the best course of action. I don't want to be a statue.
She'll say, son, maybe, be careful out there. But that's all she's got. Can't use a bonus action to attack.
Golrak, you're blinded and restrained. Raging. Something just attacked you from right in front of you.
And die.
Yeah, but does he know that? While blinded and restrained?
Yeah.
And raging.
Raging, blinded, restrained.
Yeah.
Last thing he saw, that one creature moved over and exploded and is all over you. And then there's another one that just came up and slashed you from right in front of you.
I would swing out and just be struggling to get out of the restraint, covered in worms.
He'd still attack. So
But can you use an action to try and get out?
No. Just to save at the end of your turn.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm kind of quoted in that. Just a little bit. I don't
All right.
ship tasks right now, but I do want my things. Yeah, because all he has is restrained. Speed is 0. Can't benefit from bonus to speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. The creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dex saves, which is awesome because that's what you need to do to break it. And then also you're blinded, which means blinded creature fails any checks that require sight.
Great.
And
So you
attack
better
rolls
roll
against the
with
creature have
disadvantage.
advantage. So you're attacking with it, and then so yeah. So you can attack, but
So I attack nothing.
Yeah.
And I swing at nothing and hit nothing.
um,
And I try to make this save.
and then you can make a
Fuck,
dex save with disadvantage.
Oh. Gross. 10.
10. That is a fail.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Norin. Oh, did you give me a save from the Spawn of Goopa? When the worms exploded?
The thing is the first save is fucking advantage.
I said everything in the room, sorry. I
No,
I assumed you saved. No, give me a deck save from him too, because I could slightly adjust this a little bit. See if he's blinded as well.
What is it,
Deck save. So he would have taken the 20 points of damage and the 13, so 33. So I think that actually pops him, right? Yeah. So he wouldn't be there anymore, unfortunately. But you are up.
I can attack with the tentacle, but I can't see him. Right? So
You cannot see him. So if it says a creature you can see, you can't do anything with that.
Surely you have some area of effects type stuff.
Stop calling me Shirley.
You do have some cones.
Well, he's not an admiral anymore.
You don't have to see.
I can call him whatever I want.
True.
I mean, this just looks fucking cool. Whatever's happening here is just really fucking cool. Also brings back.
My mind flayers and my
Memories
dogs
of
didn't get a round. If they would have got one round, just one turn, they would have
Could have been
called everything.
completely fucking.
But this building is starting to burn, and they're going to start figuring out what's good, that there's an elemental coming from there, which means they're going to start sending waves.
It's gonna take a few seconds for them to figure out.
What the fuck?
If that elemental shows up, the first thing they're going to do is go. We've got a fire, or we've got some fire creature attacking the laboratory. They're like, fire at the lab. Let's get them out real quick.
Let's not do that. Yeah.
Because they haven't gone through storage. They don't know whether or not these things that are rated and cleared have
Right.
black powder in them or not.
I'll just
Cone? Which way do you want to shoot the cone?
One thing blew up right in front of me, so
So right for you. Cool. Give me roll a d6 for me real quick. On a 4, 5, 6, you're gonna hit the big guy or the other guy. No. There's just a chance you might have accidentally coned both of them,
Clip the other
but
one.
instead you just focus so much on him that it's not gonna hit the other guy. So your cone's gonna blast him. I was gonna just seeing if that guy gets hit by it or not. But he doesn't. But you do the cone. That's a con save. You roll the dice either way. I'm curious to know what it is. I think it's a con save.
Dex.
It's a deck save. So that's a 12. Does 12 get it? Yeah, I didn't roll well at all. Dex is one of my better saves. But nope. Oddly enough, guy's good at that.
I'm still just straight rolling, right? Because I'm just like
Yeah.
blind firing, basically.
Yeah. What essence are you putting on it?
I'm making a con save.
What essence is it?
Be shadowed blast.
Is that the blinded? Okay, yeah. He fails. He would be blinded.
$17 was the lowest.
You don't have to roll a hit.
Oh,
I rolled I did
Oh.
my deck save to see if I did. No, you just roll damage.
okay.
Okay. So it's 3 plus your modifier.
Really?
You Yahtzee some ones.
14?
D10s, having the big dice.
D10s are such a weird fucking dice.
Such a huge range.
Same with D12s.
Yep.
I prefer 2d6s.
Well, the D12 rolls so much like a D20 just because of the way that the freaking sides are
Blasted
distributed. But
but-
those points on the D10 make it just roll in such a weird way because you have that one big round edge and then you have the point on either side. It's just like, what side is that point
Dex
going to land
at
on?
disadvantage.
Of course.
Did you roll a nat 20 and something else? No, of course.
17.
17 does not. We already know
No,
18 failed
18
last
doesn't.
time.
These things are strong.
Close.
It's between 18 and 25. So
There's-
if
There's one strong thing in this room.
he said that it's everybody could save, so it has 22 has to be the max because that's the absolute best I can
He
do.
has like a 0. So,
So it
20.
has 20.
If I say everybody, then technically it's a 20, but
Okay.
technically if anybody has negatives, but nobody here has negatives on decks anymore.
Not anymore.
Quiz, you're up.
Because I had negative intelligence stuff, which is
Watch my bros all covered in these fucking worms.
it's gross. It's really gross.
I gotta try something. Gust. Blow those fucking things off.
Trying to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try. Give me a medicine.
You have a roguey talent with it.
Yeah, he has rogue talent with everything.
Right.
20. Gust would blow a lot of these worms off them potentially, but you're looking at it and you're like, these worms at this point aren't just on them. They're like
burrowing.
burrowing and like all that necrotic damage they're taking is because these things are just like burrowing into them. So Gust may not get it. Gust is a good spell, but
Might be a little late.
it might be
For that-
difficult to make
that
that
point.
happen.
You got more tentacle worms inside of your tentacly
Oh,
self
fuck,
over there.
no, we're
Nora.
going back. I ain't messing with this. Oh,
What's
Yeah.
going on?
Blinded, so you can't tentacle.
Oh yeah. You didn't have any other bonus action, right? You have any bonus action spells or anything
no.
that you have to see? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's always
sight
one thing
is,
I try to do is just be like, give me
Oh.
something I don't have to see for.
Oh, you know what? You have
That's what I'm
blind
gonna
sight.
say is the blind sight is
I mean, you have, yeah.
We
you have-
forgot about that.
yeah.
I didn't even think about that either. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't think about the blind sight.
I thought about
You're
it,
also
but I
kind of
didn't.
distracted too by all the worms
Didn't
burrowing into
think to
your
bring
body.
them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fuck, bros. Area of effect's not my shit. Gust was all I had.
Go fuck them up.
You've got one guy who's just like a mass of worms that seems to be kind of like recoiling from just getting blasted by a big cone, but he's not on fire. And then you also see another one who's on fire and seems to be kind of like not happy that he's on fire.
The guy who did the worm blast thing,
Fuck that dude, man.
he doesn't see the quiz.
I don't have that. I don't have those, do
Well,
I?
technically, he's blind.
When he hid, he did do it 52 again.
Yeah. You're on a 52, and he's blind.
Yeah, he doesn't know you're there.
So, quiz will attack him. 27.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah. Get him. Schnickety. Slap.
Oh, I did have that as well.
31 points damage.
31 points of damage.
That's what sneaky dagger.
Okay.
You got a bonus hide again.
Bonus high.
Fucking goodbye.
It's 44.
That's helpful. So that's you. That brings us to the die book. Bongier.
Mongier.
I guess I don't need this anymore. That's my first watch, my second watch, my third watch on a ship that doesn't exist anymore because the crew isn't around.
Walks through the door 10 feet, 5, 10.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of bodies there. He will attack the blinded guy with advantage. With the tendril. Good old tendrily thingy. We gonna do a tendril.
Damn, dude.
Upper crit. We'll see if he's immune to necrotic, because that would be unfortunate. Is he immune to necrotic? Because I'm doing necrotic damage.
Nope.
Alright, cool. So,
He does almost all necrotic damage, but he's not immune to it.
I'm gonna roll double the dice on this one.
Okay.
Just because I can. That's plus 4. Which thank God I did, because who knows how that would have turned out.
20?
14, 15, 16. So yeah, 20 points of necrotic damage. And also, his maximum hit points are reduced by 12.
I don't have anything healing him now, so I'm just not going to put that on there.
Fair.
But we know.
But still, Mumdir does some sick shit.
Sun. Oh yeah, no, that was...
Sun. Oh, and then after that, Mumdir is going to back away under the ground and back behind his door. Sun will go 5'10" and give it to him. Because we could assist Gorak, but we could also try and kill things.
Yeah.
AC 23.
I made my con save. AC 23 is a hit.
He did make his con save, so he'll
24?
take half the poison damage. Yeah.
It's con save for half on that?
For his poison? Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was save or take damage.
On a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Cool.
So he'll take 10 magical piercing damage. That would be 8, 9, 10, 11 poison, so 5 poison. So 5 and 8 makes 13.
Okay.
Or sorry, this is 10. So it'd be 15 total.
Anything else for
damage.
Sun?
Yeah, and he's gonna try and fly away from that fucker if he wants to try and swing with disadvantage.
Cool. Give me damage for my seer being on fire.
Seer being on fire takes 9 points of fire damage.
Okay. And then I've got a Gorak who has...
He could spend his action to put it out if he wanted.
Or I could just let something attack me, and I can teleport and not be on fire anymore because I'm literally bending space and switching space with something else.
Right.
So then the other dead body would be on fire. Instead, I'm going to take an attack of I'm sorry, not attack of I'm going to take my multi-attack, and I'm going to combat staff you with advantage this time. Hey!
This is the guy who's blind, though, right?
No. It's the guy who's on fire.
Oh.
Who's not blinded.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Who just hit Norin very, very hard.
Oh.
So that's a crit. So it's...
You have reactions.
Same.
If you want.
If you wanted. You don't have to.
So are you resistant to bludgeoning or psychic damage?
I'm gonna use my reaction, since Norin's within 30 feet of me, to reduce that by 4d6.
Can it be something you didn't attack, or I thought it was
It
just...
says when a creature within 30 feet takes damage.
Okay, yeah. So it's perfect. So then I'll hit this first.
Such a fun.
Okay.
If you ever died.
And that one just doesn't work because he's down there. So it's this doubled plus 6. So that's 10, 22, 23, so 46, 52 points of bludgeoning damage, or bludgeoning and psychic damage.
reduced by 11 and taken.
So 41.
But I take it as psychic damage?
Force damage.
Oh, okay, good. So 11.
Yes. 11.
So you take 41, I take 11. And then I need a con save from you. No, just barely not. You are incapacitated.
He's already incapacitated.
No,
He's restrained.
Incapacitated
Makes it
until
even
the end
worse.
of its next turn. So that's good because you'll be able to get things. And then I'm going to go. Move over to here. You moving through both of you guys. While moving, you each take 1 point of psychic damage.
Thank God.
Coup.
We're low on those ones.
Yeah. It's just 1d10 psychic damage. And then my second attack is against Golrak.
Of course.
Comet Staff. Yep.
Yep.
I've crit with this guy now as much as you crit him.
Yeah, great.
So that's a crit against you.
That's cool.
AC 31.
Yeah.
You're resistant to bludgeoning damage, but you're not resistant to psychic damage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to double that
Physical damage.
and double this, but then cut it in half. So 4, 8, 10 bludgeoning, so 5 bludgeoning, and then 36 psychic damage.
41.
And I need a Constitution saving throw versus incapacitation. Get it out, just so I have it.
So this one I always have a good chance at. 23.
I like that roll.
Fucking
23 is
awesome.
absolutely.
Out of the tray, on the edge.
On the edge, I was waiting for a second. Oh, I'm gonna have to reroll this one. Son of a bitch. I don't know how I always get the bounce. Like it just.
Perfectly bounces out of the tray.
Yeah. So that's
Con is a good
any
one
bonus.
for me.
I have no bonuses, so
I'm
that's
a tough
that. That's
little
that.
We know that his DC's not 23.
And that's him, which brings us to this guy, who I get all 3 of those back now.
I like hearing that.
And I'm blinded until the start of your next turn, right? Go, recharge. Hey, 1s don't get recharges. Nothing is recharge 1, ever.
No. They usually like the higher ends of those dice for recharges.
6. Sometimes 5.
Sometimes 4. Some things do 4 folks.
I don't have to see, I just...
But mostly
Yeah,
it's 5, 6, or
disadvantage.
6.
So,
Mumjir has a recharge.
Just 6.
It's a 6. That's how you know. He's a little guy. But while he has something protect, you keep trying to recharge him.
yeah, let's, I'm just gonna do some slams at disadvantage, but you guys are also blinded, so it's just flat rolls.
Straight roll. Yeah.
So I'm gonna slam each of you once.
Slam it from the back and smack.
So slam on Norin
Please miss.
is an AC 12.
Oh, good, thank God.
That one always misses.
Nice.
And then
Big swings on the dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
Miss.
Hey, 23.
Yeah, that's that hits.
So I'm going to slam you. You're going to take.
Slamming is okay. Slamming is physical.
Hit it in the hoop like
6 bludgeoning damage, and it is actually considered magical
Oh, okay.
because of what he's doing. And then I need a con save from you
For me?
with advantage for reasons.
29.
Jesus.
You got this weird kind of like, just like turn in your stomach, but then you're like, I don't really care. I've been there before.
Yeah, reasons, because there's worms crawling around inside me.
Well, also
That's
just
what I suspect the reasons are.
no advantage because it's
Poison.
otherwise you're poisoned.
Okay.
Save versus or be poisoned.
Well, that's what I was suspecting is the worms.
And then I get my reaction back, and I get these back. Let me just make a reaction tab as well. Smoke is reaction. That works. Don't like that I'm blind. That's not fun. But I have that, so it's fine. So fire elemental.
Is the door unlocked? 5?
Yeah. They don't lock doors necessarily. Like
10, 15, 20. This is a window.
Mhm.
I'm gonna guess the window's not open though.
No.
5, 10, 15. Into the silo.
Mhm.
20, 25. Is there a way into the building from the silo?
Yeah, but not until the second floor.
20.
You basically go upstairs because it's like attached to the building. It's circled. So inside on the first floor, the silo is like that basically, and then he can go up the edge.
Yeah, I mean, he's just climbing and setting shit on fire. 40, 45, 50. Another 50 feet of movement somewhere in here. And now she's on fire.
Damage!
End of his turn, I'm going to feed on both of you guys. Because I like to do that. I'm giving myself. So, you guys take. Luckily, this takes all 3 of my actions to do, but that's 10, 12 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, jeez.
Fire elemental. Mangler's dead. Mangler's dead. Ela.
Ela will 10, 15. Attacking the comet staff guy, I guess.
Yeah.
First attack. AC 21.
Is a miss.
Trade spots with another corpse.
So now there's a corpse on fire on the ground, and he's now on the table.
That was first attack. Second attack.
Same guy.
Yep. AC 23.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of cover, but not that much. Just from creeping around that wall.
And this guy's not even bloodied yet. It doesn't seem.
Nope. Neither of the 2 guys left look. You can't really tell with the worm guy.
Right.
This
But
guy
thing
doesn't look bloody
hasn't
though.
really been touched. He's on fire, but that's better.
The fire seems to do. I mean, he's been hit.
Ela is going to command grovel.
What is that?
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. He makes it, and it seems like he doesn't seem to care that you're trying to charm him.
Yeah, if he's immune to charm, it doesn't affect him.
Yeah. Immune to a lot of stuff. You know what I'm not immune to though? Is fucking blinded. That was a good call on that one. I have so many. I have just as many cool things that I could do, Jesse, that I can't do because you blinded me. So.
Alright, so that's 20,
Lots of really fun things I can do to creatures that I can see. But
6. So that's 31 points of damage.
31. He is now bloodied.
And then yeah, no, that's it.
So it was Ela. Golrak, you were up. Now that you've gotten used to the worms, your blind sight is helping you know where this guy is. You are also kind of dealing with echolocation while literally completely swarmed with
Well, I'm
bugs,
blinded
including
and,
ones that are like in
I'm
your
blinded
eyes
and
stuff.
restrained, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how many. There's so many worms on you that you literally can't move because they're just like all over you. burrowing into your body, like freezing you up, blinded because they're all over your face and crawling into your eyes and mouth and ears and
Yeah, it's not a good time.
Yeah, just scream and try and go again.
Well, you can see that guy.
Well, then I'm gonna.
bomb site.
I would jump and try and swing and hit him.
Yeah. Yeah. So give me 2 attacks on him.
Do you have a 10-foot reach?
23.
He's in this space and I'm in that space.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Okay.
So he is.
You're
he
attacking
is
worm guy.
adjacent, the worm guy.
Oh no, 33.
33 is a hit.
Jesus.
And the second one is 29.
And that's,
Oh, 20 to roll the hit.
yeah, 29's a hit.
Okay.
I was just thinking that's 2 attacks because technically you missed because you attacked something that wasn't there, so that reset your things here. The -2 right now.
Okay.
I'm just remembering where you're at for my nose.
$49, 50, 51? 51.
51 damage. Good
Yep.
chunk into him.
Uh, 40 for the second one.
Yeah. Fucked up. Norin. Oh, sorry. End of your turn. Save.
Disadvantage still, right?
Yep.
16.
Nope. And I'm going to eat your weakness. So I like that. Sorry. No, his weakness. I have a reaction where if a creature within 20 feet of it fails a saving throw, I just get temporary hit points. Norin, you're up.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Feed on weakness.
Get some temporary hit
Better.
points because I suck.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. That's bullshit.
Failed the dex.
Well, oh yeah, because you're incapacitated, so you don't get shit, unfortunately.
No actions.
Yeah, can't take any actions or reactions. But you're incapacitated till the end of your turn, so you're no longer incapacitated. And then you said you failed on the save? Okay. Brings us to Quiz. You have a guy who just teleported up onto the desk who's looking pretty rough, and then the worm guy who's really hard to tell, but I mean, he looked fucked up when he exploded all over the room.
Yeah.
There's just worms all over the place.
That's where I'm confused. It's like I thought that guy had the kamikaze.
Comet staff needs to soak up some more damage.
Okay.
So he cannot see Quiz. So that's a natural 20.
Nice. Woo!
That's a crit.
Come on. It's in the air. Come on, guys. Don't do that.
Nice. Good fucking call.
Yahtzee.
68, I think.
Plus double this one too, so that's
12 is 24, plus 6 is 30, plus 8, 38, plus 20, 58, plus your modifier.
did you double this one?
Wait, how'd you get to 58? Oh, because you're doubling
Yeah,
it.
doubling
That way, yeah. So
58
58
plus
plus
20.
your modifier, so.
68.
That's what I said.
Yep. Voodoo math.
And he just collapses. Be glad I couldn't see far, because I also have an ability called collapse distance, which is very painful, but I'm like, just can't really use it here.
Well, now, that's the worm guy that dropped, right?
No.
No.
That was the
That's
fucking
the
comet.
Oh,
Comet
the comet
shaft
staff.
fucker.
We
Holy
still have, we
shit.
still have a bag. We still have a bag
Still
of
got the
worms.
worm. Oh, the die book is gonna.
I was thinking
Oh,
that
you
the
have something.
Comet was worse, and what was that gonna hide?
Oops.
The comic guy
Those
can
things,
be
yeah.
worse because of the incapacitation.
What's that?
The comet staff guy can be worse
That's
this
what I'm
year
saying. Yeah,
because of the
that's
incapacitation.
That's why he said, hey, as much as the worm guy would be great to go.
Same idea. 5'10", 25, 30 back up where he's at.
Okay.
And it's blinded, yes.
Yes, it is. No, he's no longer blinded because that was until the end of Norin's last turn. So I am not blinded.
I'm not blinded. Okay.
No.
Then it's a straight roll.
Hmm.
Straight roll. AC 25.
AC 25 is a hit. Yes.
Fuck yeah.
That'd be
Right. Ooh, fuck yeah. Mumgier is my fucking boy, dude. So that's gonna be plus 4. So that's 16 points of necrotic damage. Its max hit points are reduced by another 6. It's 18. Its max is reduced by. Not like it fucking matters. But that's it for Mumgy. Comes out.
Okay.
Slips him with that dirty tentacle. Gets out.
And then give me a wisdom saving throw from the fire elemental.
A wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something in there that can see it? 10.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Dominate monster. You are now mine.
She can see him? There's something in there?
There's things inside of these buildings. Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Are things inside that building also on fire?
The building is on fire. Yes, I am aware. But I have things that are also that effectively at this turn moved up to where they could see it and cast Dominate Monster on it. And that's that brings us to Sun.
Sun. Well, he doesn't have advantage. There's no real way to tell how that thing is doing.
You didn't know you got advantage last time.
That's true.
You had no way of knowing.
No idea of knowing that it was blinded.
Mhm.
Because it's just a fucking pile of worms. Yeah, fuck it. It worked last time, why not do it again? 5-10. We're gonna
Attack.
We gonna get him. Because it's Sun. Oh, AC 16.
That is a miss.
Missed.
And I would have failed my con savings, but that's okay. He's gone. He's dead. Brings us to him.
But he will fly back to you.
I do get. I don't get attack opportunity or use my reaction. Do I get my recharge? No. But you know what I want to do? Now that I can see, you're getting eaten. You're getting eaten. I don't see you. Hey, Ela.
What's up, bitch?
I need a wisdom saving throw.
You're casting a spell at me?
He is. Give me an Arcana. It's not that hard. But yeah. He is casting a spell.
26. Do I know what spell it is with the 26?
I need a different one. This is to even tell that he's casting a spell because he's a larva mage that's casting a spell, so he's not casting in any normal capacity.
22?
Yeah, it looks like he's casting Dominate Monster.
No, you're not. Well, no. Dominate Monster is a really powerful spell,
It's an 8th level spell.
but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try and counterspell that because I don't want to fucking be under anyone else's control.
And that was, okay, yeah. I was like, the sun guy, I was like, no, that was last round that you used your reaction to reduce his damage.
Yeah. So, counterspell. How does a 19 sound? Is it a 9th level?
That counters it.
Whew. Hell yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck think so.
That's him. I get these back. I get that back. Fire elemental stops doing what he was doing
Fair.
and starts leaving the area. I get temporary hit points because I'm going to feed on both of you guys. This back. And then you each take, feed is 3. $14 necrotic damage. Yeah, 14 each. And that's that. Brings us to Ela.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 attacks on this fucker. Damn it. How's an AC 13 sound? Is a miss.
Oh, 2 attacks. I was like, why do you have advantage? No, that makes sense.
2 attacks.
13 is a miss.
But AC 28
Is a hit.
Absolutely fucking hit. Cool. Plus that. So 27, 29, plus 4. So 33 points of damage. And you know what? I'm gonna pump a fucking smite into it. Eldritch Smite.
Oh, Eldritch Smite.
So then that's 5 of these. God
Those
damn.
are D10s? Aren't smites
Oh, you're
D8s?
right. D8s. They're D8s.
So like, what are you,
Sorry,
what
my
are you
bad.
doing to me?
My bad, my
Don't
bad,
come
my
at me
bad.
with that.
Thank you, thank you. Because I almost never fucking use it. So, you know.
You keep pushing.
Cool, I think I almost did more damage
I
with
think
those
you did.
anyway.
There's a bunch of ones of the D10s.
14, 20, 24 points of force damage on top of that.
And he collapses. Just
Fuck
there's
you,
just
go fuck
bugs
yourself.
all over the room. Some of them are still squirming. Your buddies are still getting eaten.
Mhm.
But the mass, whatever life force is holding together, just.
As a bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that was with my double-bladed weapon. I can't bonus action it. I could bonus action make sun attack, but that's all I got.
Cool. Gorak.
Did the worms give up on him then?
Now, hold on. Give me 1 second, though. I got to do one thing, because you guys, I forgot to do this. Technically, you guys would have taken an extra.
When he moved out.
No, it's. I fucked up. Technically, at the beginning of every one of his turns, he was supposed to do this damage, but it's fine. I'm just going to do it once. If you're restrained at the beginning of his turn, he does the damage again. I just fucking forgot about it. Because it's the last part of the thing.
That's a lot of damage.
And because I wasn't expecting to fight these guys until next week, so I was planning on doing all those, but it's fine. 10, 20. You would have taken 26 more necrotic damage.
Oh my fucking Jesus.
Way down.
You fall.
Yep.
But he doesn't have turns anymore, so he can't do more damage. But you're still restrained and held by the worms. But Gorak, it is your turn.
Oh, what can I suss out about what's going on? Can I tell that this guy's jetted from the room?
Connect to a device. Why did you leave the device that you were connected on? You know that he's no longer right next to you, and you're covered in worms. That's about all you know.
Then I'm just gonna freak out and try and save these worms.
I'm glad that this whole thing, I'm still just
Frozen.
16.
16.
Yeah.
You are still restrained and blinded, but you're not. They don't seem to be like draining your life force anymore. Norin, you're unconscious. Quiz, you've got a Norin unconscious on the ground, and you've got a Golrak just struggling, trying to get these worms off. The more he struggles to get them off, the more they just seem to kind of embed in him and just not doing great. And then Ela ran in the hall, and was a
Lash or something. Yeah.
you probably noticed the worms maybe started reacting a little bit different after her second lash.
Chris is going over to Nolan. Scrape the worm away from his face and pour a potion down his throat.
Cool. He's found a couple new ones that are 44 plus 4.
44 plus 4. You want to roll it?
It's up to you.
You roll it. My rolls are just as sucky as yours are.
I don't know, man. I swear to God, Mikey's essence is fucking living on this end of the fucking table. Man.
For real though, that motherfucker.
I've never changed the dude. I've been rolling fucking single digits, man. I had 2 good fucking rolls all night. I had 4.
44.
That man
44
played
plus
some
4.
good D&D with us. It really sucks that he DM'd.
He's just in another city, so it's just hard.
Yeah, I forgot about to do
He moved to Fort
He
Collins.
was 4 cards, yeah, Foco. School and all that, I think, right?
Oh, did you not roll them yet?
it.
Oh, I thought you rolled so fucking well.
Education.
I was like, that's a really good roll. You got 3, 3, 3. And then I said you set the other one down. I was like, oh, you haven't rolled yet.
No, because it's going to be 1, 1, 1. Here we go.
Good. 4 ones.
Yep. 2. So 8, 9.
So 13 hit points. Any bonus action quiz?
Anything else left in this fucking room?
Worms, but they seem to slowly be kind of like dying off and losing sentience. They sit like they're still all over him, so he's still restrained and he's still blinded until he saves or gets out of it. But
Chris is gonna help clear the worms off him.
Maybe some guidance.
That gives you advantage to.
well, you can take the help action because you use your action to administer the potion, so you can't quite help action.
Okay.
But Diebuck, Munjir.
Comes into the room. I'm assuming he would know. Are any of these things humanoid, or are they all aberrants?
They all seem to be aberrants.
Yeah, fuckers. Take an action and just start ripping body parts off.
Cool. Sun.
Help action, go rack. Scraping worms off of you with his pincer tail.
Ela.
We're gonna help action Norin.
Gorak. Flat roll, dex save.
Roll high, motherfucker!
16 again.
Damn, not quite. Norin. Flat roll, dex.
Believe.
Also, you have guidance. You could have guidance yourself. I don't know if you're close enough. Or guidance someone else.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Do you have to see the person? I think it's just...
You can still
touch
guide
them.
yourself.
I'd say you could at least guidance yourself.
So what's a D4?
D4. I don't know if you're close enough.
Yeah, fuck no. 8.
That was with the 4 on your D4?
Quiz.
Shit.
But damn, that D4 really helps you. Gives you a dex modifier.
Yeah, fucking keep helping. Help action. Norm, sitting right there.
Okay. Is anybody gonna do anything but help these two guys at the moment and tear apart bodies?
That's pretty much it.
So
like.
give me a flat roll.
Even less. An 8.
And then give me a flat roll with your guidance. $19, you break it. You are no longer blinded or restrained.
DC 19.
God damn it. I rolled 18 the first time and haven't rolled as high since. Fucking
guide
shit.
him a little
Chris is
bit.
going over to go and assist him.
Yeah, we'll help him.
So you guys are all
next.
just trying to get the stuff off.
We're like ripping worms off your body and shit.
Sun is like literally just holding onto a piece of like one mangler, like the little like arms that they have. He has a piece of it that is on fire, and he's just kind of like trying not to burn Golrak.
Burning
He's just
the
like
worms off
burning
your
worms
body.
off of you. It stops being on fire. He just grabs a new flaming limb and just like.
Yeah.
So give me a flat roll with a d4.
$16.
God damn it.
Give me another one.
10.
Nope.
You're going the wrong direction.
I. So I have very little control over this. 6 and 3. 9.
Nope.
Oh,
Still the wrong direction.
9 again.
Nope.
Fuck, dude.
Multiple people use the help action since we're all.
I mean, we are, but
Yeah.
it doesn't stack. Advantage doesn't stack.
13. 11.
Oh my fucking Jesus.
Come on, Mikey. Still not even close. 13 plus 1 is
You
14.
gotta use the same die. Use the brown d4. That's what it is. You gotta use the brown d4 and the,
And the brown die.
There
See?
it goes.
That's it.
That's what it took.
So it took a
21.
minute after the thing died for you to get it all off. But you are now out of initiative. And you're noticing that it seems like what little bits of worms are kind of alive are just kind of wriggling. It doesn't seem like they're being commanded by anything, but most of it is dead. Most of it's kind of easy enough to pull out because they're no longer like trying to burrow into your skin. They're just kind of there. But it took a while to get them all off you and out.
How big are they?
I got
Worms.
3 potions. Anybody need them?
There's 3 other rooms too if you guys want to give
I had a
me.
couple, so I can give them all back.
Ela,
I could definitely use one.
you got an investigation with your other thing, so roll me percentile.
Because all that definitely put me in the bloody.
Percentile.
If you guys want to give me an investigation for the other 2 rooms as well.
Oh, it's because I switched. Ooh, 19.
So you get 5 greater healing potions in that room that you were in.
Okay.
17. Okay. And both of you guys give me percentile. So you get 1 basic healing potion. Sorry, I didn't roll great on top of the fact that it was.
I obviously didn't roll great either. Let's see what I actually have. I have 2 in my bag, I think.
37. You get 3 greater healing potions. That's everything you find down in this room, stripped through. It looks like some of the places where it goes through, it's like somebody moved a crate and just set a couple things out and like left a couple here just to kind of heal them up. But I mean, they're covered in dust, like thick, like nothing has been in any of these 4 rooms in a while. This room in the middle is relatively clean and clear, but the 4 storage rooms, they pulled everything out except for the potions and left them for when they needed them. No one's attacked or done anything in a while, so. Are you using a potion?
7, yeah. Well, I had a couple, so I'm using one of the regular ones and then one of the ones I had. So,
using 2 regular ones for a total of like 13 healing or something.
Elo will drink 1 of those 5. So 4d4 plus 4, so that's 16 plus 4, so 20.
That's right. But you clear that out, and that's where you guys are at the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was figuring it'd be better to start off down here than be trying to deal with all those fuckers that are up there, and then have all these fuckers that are down here coming up there.
It's definitely one piece of the puzzle solved.
Wasn't good times, but I think it's better than the alternative.
I'm feeling
Well, certainly better than being
okay, I suppose.
certainly better than being surprised. I'm bloody, but still fairly well off. I don't know about going and wrecking shop upstairs, really. Yeah, bloodied. We definitely killed all these fuckers.
So we, with our helmets, want to try to eyes down here?
For short rest, at least.
I don't know if we'll be able to.
I can bottleneck the door, or I can bottleneck this hole.
Well, is there any indication that they're coming to investigate where that fire elemental came from at all?
From down here, it's going to be really hard to tell.
So I feel like that's
Unless
where we
somebody
need
wants
to
to
figure
go
out
back
is
to the
figure out
ground.
if they're in any way interested in where that thing came from at all, and are coming down here to look for us. Because if they're not,
Who's gonna go up and check that door? Is there anything left of it?
This door?
Yeah.
He didn't go through that door, so that door's just there.
Is it unlocked?
It is unlocked.
So we want to go over there?
I think we should.
The elemental
I think
went
we need
up
to
the
stop
stairs.
Right now. We need to stop right now because we are fucked up. If we start pushing out, we're gonna attract attention, and we're gonna get fucked. Because I'm fucked up.
Which way was that door open?
Give me a perception. That door, both of these doors open into the hallway.
So you'd have to pull it open.
So you have to pull it open.
Pull it open. Any investigation?
Give me a perception when you're coming past here.
21.
You do hear. Kind of sounds like water splashing upstairs, like they're doing something to put out fires.
Chris is gonna put 2 movable rods against the door up the stairs and 2 movable rods down here.
There's no door upstairs. It's just stairs going up.
Oh, it's just stairs going up. There's no doors in?
Give me a stealth so you can kind of go up the stairs a little bit. We're just going to try and look. Yeah.
52.
So you can get up. It's just stairs go up into this room. Looks like there was kind of a little bit of a wall in between here, but it's mostly burnt. When you kind of look up, most of this building is burnt, and you can kind of see out of it. So this is no longer providing full cover. They're splashing water on it. There's no door, nothing to stop there. This door opens out. This door opens out. So I mean, you can't really bar this, unfortunately. The other thing you'll notice is that there's, like, they have like a couple daisy chains going, kind of where they're just like buckets going one way and going back the other way, and there's splashing water on the building. There's a couple people who are casting spells, and like you're watching, they're like basically pulling buckets of water and they're just fanning it out and putting out the fire that was there. And also you're noticing that there are a lot more drow showing up, groups of them showing up around this area, and you're starting to notice that it's kind of getting darker around here than it was. Like there's areas of darkness being like they're quarantining this off.
Well, Chris is gonna come back down and relay that info to everyone. I think it's time we got out of here.
was we like to Zuzep? Are we going to the water? Are we jumping back in this space?
I don't know how to do it.
And you were able to get back here. Or you were able to get here, okay. So we can take the water.
Use your water as your exit, and your locket is your entrance. Needs you taken care of. So do that.
Zuzep.
Pull all together and teleport back into the water. Far side? The forest side?
Yeah.
So you are down there. You have the helmet, so they don't know that you're there. Luckily, I didn't get to do any psychic blast against them, so they're still fully all set. Woo. But yeah, you guys are back. You took out some of the star spawn. Not sure how many star spawn are here. You took out some of those. You also took out one mind flare and
Those 7 creatures.
Brain puppies.
2 of the puppies. The numbers that they talked about did not
Yeah, they're creating creatures.
creating or modifying or doing something here.
I'm just adding it to the slain list for this project.
They may have used drow bodies and stuff, foul, aberrant magics and things to create these creatures. Who knows what creates foul spawn or star spawn now is what they're called, but these foul creatures, who knows? Probably mind flayers, but to ask them, they go through. Good thing is you did find that by getting the drop on them, you did not seem to get like they didn't seem to know you're here, and the foul spawn seemed to not be connected psychically. They seem to be responding more to the fire than anything else.
Is that something? Let us go back to base. It is tough. Getting the drop on them was really great, but we can't have Norin in the middle of the fuckery. It's a bit rough in that regard.
Thankfully the spawn absorbed, took 100 of that.
It absolutely tanked, which was great. Let our Lord and Savior of Kofa know that we are thankful. Next time I will command you to not be on the beach.
Maybe find some double digits on those d20s.
Tell any man like you just fucking cursed over here.
Did Mike rub his balls in your dice?
Wiped his bad luck all up in there.
He did. He was always leaning over. He was sitting in my fucking chair.
Every
Right.
little
That's
crack
what it
and
did.
crevice. Mikey
That's what it
luck
is.
in there.
Either that or maybe you just have bad luck.
No, my luck was fine. My luck was fine before.
I
Just
don't know.
Christ.
I remember sometimes.
You've had some really bad rolling days.
Well, again, guys, I'm sorry that I got delayed and we lost some of our game time. Sorry to people watching that for some reason you can't see me here. I'm going to come over here.
Talk on the side with the moving camera.
So now there's 2 of me because for whatever reason
still frozen
my
on this?
mouse or my thing just frozen. Yeah, the entire game. I'm there, but
Invoke
it's fine.
duplicity.
So now I exist in 2 places. But thank you guys for watching. We will see you all next week as we continue the siege of Void Base F until we get a new name for Void Base F. But
We have to actually
thank you so
have
much.
Void Base F to name it.
You don't have to.
You really do, though.
I think it makes sense that you do.